What's up, pedal people? Thanks for coming back. If you're here for the first time, please subscribe. We need you to come back and have fun with us and comment and say bitchy things or nice things. We're looking at a classic or a new classic or a re-envisioning of an old classic. Well, fuck it. Everyone's got a tube screamer, right? I mean, from JHS to VFE to, well, Ibanez, and then Maxon, who actually developed it for Ibanez, and then, well, more Hot Tone and Joyo, and everyone has a tube screamer. So, no bitching about they cloned it. Everyone's got it. There are really only so many designs and pedals that work, and a tube screamer does. So, we're gonna look in depth and actually compare it to a good classic, which is now a legend by itself, the Joyo Vintage Overdrive. We're doing this with a Quenzel M3, pickups by Bob Gabriel, 4 Seasons pickups. We have single coil and humbucker options. If you see me push this tone knob, we're on single coil. It's beautiful because it's, even though it has a big Sweetwater mahogany body, it has a lot of the high end of a Strat because of its flame maple neck and fretboard. Tuners by Schuller, top locking M6 minis, very nice. It's going into the Vintage Overdrive, then the Green Legend, and then the Quattro for some analog delay in case we want to do solo stuff, in case we want to. It's going into the Sir Badger on top of my Custom Shop 50 Martin, because what do you use a tube screamer for? You're pushing an amp. By itself, for a lot of people, it doesn't have enough gain. It's nice by itself, seriously. But a lot of people use the tube screamer or the SD1 from Boss or anything similar to kick an amp into more gain, push it a little bit, and also to get it to have that nice mid-spectrum. You know, cut off some of the peaky high end, some of the low end, for you maybe the other way around. And you know what I mean. To get that nice midsy tone, and we're gonna test it on that. So that's why we have the Sur going into the Carl Martin 212 mic with a right, where is it? You can't see that. Whoa, down there. With an Sennheiser E606, and I have the D-Flex in front of it so that I actually hear what in the world is going on. So, this is my clean sound from the Sur Badger 18. And we're gonna engage centered. Obviously, blah blah, true bypass, all that stuff. So I'm gonna set up, you can see the Vintage Overdrive. Let me see, can I get this here? I'm gonna try this by hand. Wait, I gotta put the guitar away before I break it. I'm gonna attempt to do this with a looper and actually show you differences. Let's try this. If you ask me, first of all, I thought that the Vintage Overdrive is a little bit meatier. But it's not. In direct A to B, in direct AB, with the settings equal, it's pretty much the same pedal, which is exactly what we want. We want that sound. We don't want a new pedal. We want our TS sound, our vintage Joyo Overdrive, but in smaller. Because that's the whole goal. We're trying to conserve the space. And, conserve space, it does. So no need to go back to the Vintage Overdrive because we're talking about the same sound. No more testing with that. It can absolutely do what the Vintage Overdrive does. I have to admit, I have the Green Legend on my pedal board. When I play with Campaign Like Clockwork, I've got some boutique stuff on there. I've got some Jetta. I've got the TC Electronic Dark Matter. I've got some nice pedals. And I wanted that creaminess. And I had this much space left on the pedal board. I'm not shitting you. I had no space left. And I put that right there. Bam, I had it. And that, as a boost for the Dark Matter, I have the most screaming, creaming, awesome lead sound that I've ever had. So, I would say God's honest truth, but he's a fucker, so no. Just, it's the truth. Trust me. So, we're gonna go ahead and test it with some analog delay. Creamy! Single coil in the front. Me likey. Let's crank up a cranky crank. So that's the Badger by itself cranking, okay? That's the tube, the true tube, the tube distortion from the Badger. And all of a sudden, whoa, we're in those mids. Isn't that just beautiful? if I now turn on the delay, we're only gonna have crap because it's in front of the actual distortion from the amp. You will find out. It doesn't sound nice, it sounds blabbly. Holy crap! Are we in lead sound territory or what? Here's what I think. Ooh, this is nice. It's freaking hot outside. And I'm sitting in a refrigerator. Cause that's nice. That's nice. Sounds like waves in there. That's kind of neat. So where are we? Oh, boink, boink, boink. Yeah, focus point. The Joyo Green Legend Tube Screamer type, TS type. It's a freaking tube screamer. Creamer. It's a tube creamer. That's what we should call that freaking thing, tube creamer. Because that's what the tube screamer does. It creams up your sound, as we've covered earlier. So you've heard it. Which one do you want? This, internationally being sold way too dirt cheap. Okay? And now we got this. Same sound, tiny size, a little bit more expensive because tiny size. Obviously, other companies have now also realized that tiny is good because Ibanez has the Tube Screamer Mini. It's about 80 bucks or something, which is still cheaper than the original Tube Screamer from Ibanez, which actually is a Maxon as far as I understand. But it's still not this small. There really is nothing on the market this small. And if you're now saying, well, but the hot tone pedals are even smaller. I have two hot tone pedals, and when you actually hold them at the bottom, they look smaller because the actual chassis is shorter, but with the big knob that they have on top, they're exactly the same size. They're only not quite as high. And they don't have a knob guard. And they're controllable as shit, really. Oh. So, sorry to say that, hot tone, but with the big knob you have on top, they look cool, but this is much more easier to control. Ow, that hurt. So, whether you like this or this is up to you. This is way cool. And if you ask me, one of the coolest TSs on the market, and most certainly the smallest one. Obviously there's the, what is it called, Green Mile from Moore, the Tube Screamer Mini, there's the, not the Angry Charlie, that's JHS makes something for lots of money, which I'd really like to test and see how good it is. And Maxon, and all of them make the Tube Screamer, and I'm pretty sure in detail, they all sound slightly different. But what do you want from it? You want it to boost your slightly driven or cranking amp. So it's not gonna have a major effect on the sound. It's, how do I say this? The amp is the sound. This is the polishing of that sound and the boosting and the creaming. Both cool. If you ever thought about this, but you're like, well, I'd like it in small, this is it. If you don't want to spend quite as much money and you have space on your pedal board, you can go for this. It is the same sound, you heard it. And there's a million others out there. I like these. I had a session the other day. I used two pedals. That was a Strymon Dig for delay and this in front of my Laboga Alligator 50. And the sounds I got for lead were incredible. This I have on my pedal board when I play with Campaign Like Clockwork. I use this by itself. I use it to boost the Dark Matter from TC. And I'm convinced. I had different pedals on there. This is my choice. So Henning approves. It's a Henning approved pedal. I'm gonna stay here all day. I don't care if my mom's electricity bill goes through the roof or her, chocolate melts. I don't care. I'm staying right here. I'll see ya on the flippity flop in the refrigerator.